All right, let's talk some basketball. So, a lot of people going into this game tonight were hoping for essentially the birth of a rivalry between the Nuggets and the Lakers. And there is, the ingredients are there, right? Like you've got big names, superstars on both ends, all-time great players and guys like LeBron James and Nikola Jokic. You have like a win where the Lakers beat the Nuggets in the conference finals convincingly 4-1, where it's the same cores, LeBron and AD versus Jokic, Murray, Michael Porter Jr., but they're not quite in their primes yet, and it's different groups of role players. Fast forward to 2023, the Nuggets sweep the Lakers, but like LeBron's a little out of his prime, and they've swapped out the role players. So like in theory, you look at it, it's like kind of the same cores, 1-1. There might be something here that could be a rivalry, but in order for it to be a rivalry, the Lakers have to get up to the Nuggets level. And right now, they are just not. I look at the Nuggets more as like a measuring stick right now than a rival. It's a status as a basketball team for the Lakers to aspire to. And I mean, you could kind of feel it coming off the screen in this particular game that the Lakers, even though they had a core identity in last year's postseason, they're still kind of figuring stuff out with this new group, especially with some specific role players that they've brought in. In addition to that, just the kind of convoluted nature of their ball handling. They've got so many different guys on the court that could kind of run the show. And like, it's like, who's going to actually grab the reins here and run this thing? It's like, okay, Austin's running 2 or 3 actions in a row. Now D'Lo's running a few actions in a row. Okay, now we're attacking with LeBron out of switches at the high post in a face-up game. Anthony Davis is taking over for long stretches, and like kind of everybody's kind of figuring out where they fit in the offense. That's not the case with the Nuggets. The Nuggets know exactly what they are. They are the quintessential basketball team. Jokic is the offensive fulcrum. He's running everything. Jamal Murray is the primary ball handler. He's initiating the action as the perimeter player every single time down the floor. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is the second side shot creator. If Jamal Murray runs an action and he doesn't get a good look, he's going to swing it over to the other side, and then they're going to run the same damn thing or some other form of dribble handoff with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to get something going. Michael Porter Jr. not running anything. Like he had occasionally a transition push where he got an offensive rebound put back. He had a handful of plays where he looked to be aggressive, but for the most part, he's just spotting up. And Aaron Gordon's just doing dirty work on the back line, like cutting along the baseline, attacking on the offensive glass, with the occasional switch, posting up. They know exactly where who they are. They know exactly where they fit in terms of the overall roles of the team. They are the quintessential perfect fitting basketball team. It's one of my favorite things about the game of basketball. The Nuggets are a very talented team, but they are not as talented as some of the more talented teams at the top of the league. But you are more than the sum of your parts when you fit naturally as a basketball team. And it goes beyond even just the players. I think Mike Malone does an amazing job getting them to commit to his defensive scheme. Their defensive rotations were sharp tonight. They were super physical at the point of attack. They were frustrating guys like D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves. It was a very, very impressive performance on that end. On the other end of the floor, their sets are sophisticated. It's multiple screening actions flowing into their two-man game, which makes it so that Jamal Murray always has the player trailing several feet behind him, which gets him into a position where he can either take and make easy pull-up jump shots or draw multiple defenders to open up things for Nikola Jokic. The Denver Nuggets are already a finished product in so many different ways. They are the bar that the Lakers need to get to. And the Lakers, on the other hand, they have some very, very clear weaknesses that they have to work out. Their transition defense is an issue. They still have issues with perimeter size and getting long contested rebounds. They have these clear flaws that they have to work out. The hierarchy of their offense is still kind of convoluted. Over the top shot making, we're going to talk about it in a minute. But like, again, I'm impressed by the Lakers fight. They fought and weathered some runs. And I think they had it within 3 in the fourth quarter, right? But like, here's the deal. Were all the games close in the Western Conference Finals? Yes, they were. But the Nuggets won all 4 of them because when things slow down, they can out-execute the Lakers at a much higher level in those specific situations, and the Lakers have a long way to go to catch up. We'll talk more about the Lakers in a little bit. I wanted to, again, I was really impressed with the Nuggets defense. They were bringing Jokic up high in pick and roll on the, specifically on the D'Angelo Russell pick and rolls, but often on the Austin Reeves pick and rolls as well. They were rotating really sound on the back end. They were being physical with D'Angelo Russell and talking shit to him. That's kind of the strategy they use in the Western Conference Finals. And what do you know? He ended up struggling. We'll end up talking a little bit more about D'Angelo Russell in a minute. Nikola Jokic just dominated Anthony Davis. He just physically can't cannot guard him one-on-one, which is the wildest thing in the world. I'm not sure that there is a player in the NBA that can even make Jokic really work all that hard one-on-one. I had somebody throw the name Joel Embiid out there, and like, it's hard because you only see him play twice a year. Embiid does kind of have the size to kind of absorb some of those drop steps from Jokic. But even then, it's like, if Joel Embiid was the magic elixir for Jokic, he's just not even in the same stratosphere as a defensive player as some of the guys at the top of the league. And so, like, Jokic just puts you in a real predicament in the sense that you physically cannot match up to him with any individual defender. And then when you combine that in a true two-man game with a guy like Jamal Murray, who is a legitimate weapon in pull-up jump shooting situations, who can make you pay if you duck under picks by knocking down pull-up threes, can make you pay if you trail picks by knocking down pull-up jump shots and floaters, can make you pay with the pass if you bring multiple defenders over, can make you pay on the switch if you put a small defender on him. Like, he just has the perfect complementary game to what Nikola Jokic brings to the table. I thought Jamal Murray looked like an all-star this year. That's the whole kind of storyline surrounding Jamal Murray this year, is can he be the regular season impactful player that he was in the playoffs? I've been saying all summer, hell yeah, he can. The dude got hurt. And last year he was coming back from an injury. The year before that he was out with an injury. The year before that he literally was coming off of an incredibly short layoff out of the playoffs in the bubble, which directly led to some of the physical issues that he had that season. This is his first healthy, normal season as the player that he was in the playoffs last year. I expect him to produce like this all year long. Aaron Gordon looked fantastic. He was beating guys in post-up mismatches, just like he did in the NBA Finals. You just can't switch a smaller guard onto him. He can work his way inside in the post and score on him, beating him on the offensive glass, cutting along the back line. In transition, he had a bunch of big plays. Aaron Gordon was just awesome. The Denver Nuggets are a well-oiled machine. Their bench had some issues in the second half, but their bench had issues all year last year, and it ended up just not mattering. And so, like, again, like, we can talk about the hypothetical ceiling that Dame and Giannis can reach, and we can talk about the hypothetical ceiling that Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis can lift the Boston Celtics to, and we can talk about the hypothetical ceiling that Bradley Beal can lift the Phoenix Suns to, or what the Lakers might be able to accomplish over the course of the season. But at the end of the day, the Denver Nuggets are, right now, one of the best teams of the last decade. And they are currently clicking at that level. They are going to click at that level all season long. And as long as they are healthy when they get to April, they're going to just be a royal pain in the ass for anybody to beat. And that's why I picked them as my championship favorite, even among the super talented teams that we have at the top of the league.